Ifunny. Ifunny. You funny? Probably not. Today, we're going to be discussing Ifunny from the perspective of a frequent user, here to inform you about what it is. For those of you who are new to the app, welcome, friend. For those of you who are regular users or longtime users, hello and welcome, my fellow retard. What is Ifunny? Ifunny is kind of like 4chan's YLYL threads with the mixture of their politically incorrect threads. Not as hateful, but still very present. When did Ifunny start? If you're a regular meme viewer or a doom scroller like me, no one fucking cares. However, because we are kind of doing a dive into it today, we're just going to go ahead and just look into the origins, because now since I'm thinking about it, I'm a little bit curious too, because I remember using this app off and on ever since middle school. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the wiki says about Ifunny before I put in any of my inputs. Ifunny is a humor-based website and mobile application developed by Cyprus-based FunCorp, an entertainment technology company that consists of memes in the form of images, videos, and animated GIFs submitted by its users. The mobile version of the site once featured a built-in meme creator tool.
Keyword: once.
The app describes itself as a community for meme lovers and viral memes around the internet. That part should be emphasized. You're going to get memes that are pulled from Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, 4chan, maybe even Discord. It's going to end up there eventually. So, seems like Ifunny's initial release was in 2011? Well, I guess in 2011 I was in 6th or 7th grade at the time. I guess it doesn't sound right, but I guess it doesn't matter. See, it's available in English and Portuguese? Just those two? Why not others? I could have sworn they had more versions, like in Sweden or maybe Mexico, but knowing the fan base, it's probably not a good idea. The app back in 2023 had over 70 million downloads. Now, you may be thinking, whoa, popular memes at my fingertips? Count me in. However, me and a few other regular users might gatekeep for just a second, just to kind of be like, hey, whoa, hey. There's some disclaimers you got to know first. There's a reason why there isn't anybody heavily advertising the app or has it open in public, and there's a very good reason for that. Just using the app for just 10 fucking minutes, you can figure out real quick that it kind of has a right-leaning political demographic. Not all of it's like that, but it's very much there. Some of these political memes are funny. Some of them are creative. Some are informative. And some are just flat out racist. Straight up garbage. In my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of all of the political memes, but there is some here and there that do genuinely make me laugh. There's really two main ways to see memes on the platform: featured and collective. Featured is where the popular memes are, where collective is the trash can for all of the other memes that were not worthy of such grace. There is a way to only see memes from channels that you can subscribe to, but that does kind of take away from some of the funny community engagement that does happen either with memes or within the comment sections that they have. Having a meme like your meme in featured is seen as winning a tiny trophy or winning some sort of minor popularity contest. Some people almost make it a sport to see what they can get featured on the platform before it's removed or not fucking removed at all. The community tries to get slurs, hardcore porn, and even legitimate death to show on featured in front of thousands, if not millions, of people, if you're patient enough. They try to fool whatever algorithm there even is, and the whole community seems to raise their glass when they see one of these memes achieve. For me, I'll stand, I'll clap whenever I might see some porn featured. It's like, all right, you showed me this weird TikTok video of different colored dyes going in water, and then at the very end of it, it's just somebody giving big sloppy head. It's just crazy. It's like, wow, okay. These things happen few and far between, but there is always somebody who is so fucked in the head that they manage to not only get something like that in featured, but it is the most worst thing to ever witness with your eyes to be put in front of you in front of all of these people. These videos or pictures end up being talked about for months within the community after it's been removed or not. If you've been using the app for a long time, I'm sure you are thinking of a few things in the past that have come and went and you've talked about and remember. But as of making this video, I want to talk about the one that's been trending the most. That is the rat video.
I'm ready. No, I'm not ready at all. Get back.
So, for those of you who do know, you're probably thinking, oh, no, we're gonna cover this subject today. For those of you who don't know, I envy the hell out of you. So, to sum it up, it's essentially it's just, I only got to see 15 seconds of it, and it was the most disgusting fucking thing imaginable. The rat video was so scarring that any picture or video that featured a rat whatsoever, somewhere in the comments, There even had to be a certification safe for a rat video. It was that kind of thing. People were just really worried about coming across it so much that they had to put disclaimers or okay signs in the comment section. I don't want to perceive Ifunny as this evil place because it's not. So I went ahead and browsed through 500 memes as of making this video in a row, in featured, to kind of give you a chart of how much is brain rot, how much is standard memes, how much of it is political or religious, how much is just straight up abysmal dog shit like racist or misinformation stuff, nothing that's really funny. And then another category for everything else like DIY, informational, did you know facts, stuff like that. So, in featured, during the census, it had 118 brain rot memes, 205 standard memes, 55 political or religious memes, 22 racist or trash abysmal dog shit, and 101 in the other category. I'm very thankful to see that the standard memes are the spine of Ifunny, and anything shitty is very little. However, despite how little it is in our census, the degenerate content still sticks out enough for the app to be associated with it and or the community to talk about it endlessly. The Ifunny community is usually not always on the same page. They clearly have this red line that clearly specifies what kind of demographic they are, but they still kind of make it hard to tell whether you're in or out of that line. For example, some days they're throwing shade on the furry community. Next day, you see them gooning over a feminized bobcat in piercings. A lot of the times they're throwing shade on the trans community. Then the next day you see some people trying to justify the existence of a particular type of trans person. The community seems to have this mob mentality of either mass report or just a massive dog pile. For instance, I remember a long time ago, somebody put up a screenshot of a furry's profile. Just put out typical art, nothing super crazy, maybe some left-leaning post here and there. Once that screenshot got on featured, that profile was obliterated into dust, vanished, gone forever. Just recently, they found somebody who was, they posted up a screenshot of somebody's profile that was sexualizing youngins, but not really violating the TOS. Sure enough, the community came in and we just completely wiped that profile off the face of the planet. I hope they stay gone. We're still looking out for that. You can guarantee that the mob mentality always seems to splash in weird places. But just kind of sum it up, if you're posting leftist propaganda, you're gonna get mass reported. You're sexualizing something that really shouldn't, mass report. Softcore corn, it's gonna get buried in collective, but only if there's a joke attached to it or some sort of innuendo, then most likely it's gonna end up in featured. A lot of those are just, it's kind of like a guaranteed home run every time you post one of those. It just kind of ends up in featured at some point. You just gotta put some kind of joke in there and it just ends up in there. There is a few known figures in the Ifunny space. They get features constantly and they are talked about so much that there's even memes of them. Not you, not you. We've seen enough of you already. I don't know why you get featured so much. Nobody cares. I'm not jealous. I'm just envious, okay? I'm a sovereign memer, okay? There's a difference. I'm also not referring to the Ahsoka guy or any of its other many demon spawns that it has created in the process. Just because there isn't much to be said about those profiles besides one sentence. So we're just going to move on from them. But who we are going to talk about is Perk? Cirque? Perky? Cirky? I don't know how it's said out loud, though. Kirk is what I assume is an AI chatbot who leaves the most absurd and usually unhinged comments in a lot of posts. It's essentially just shit posting on a shit post already. Some of what he says gets praised. Some don't. And a lot don't feel like they fit at all, and it's just nonsense put in the comment section. People run AI images through what Kirk says. Some look forward to the next thing that it says, like it's some sort of word of gospel, and even fulfill meme requests that Kirk asks for, even if it's dark or weird or doesn't even make sense. I personally don't understand the purpose this chatbot serves, but it clearly captures the darkness and the toxicness of what Ifunny has to offer within its community in such a unique way that it has captured the hearts of many. I was featured once, and Kirk didn't seem to comment on my post, I think. Actually, let me hold on, let me double check before I double down here. Yes, he did. He said, "Shut the fuck up if you think this is real fucking funny, huh, Cheryl?" Well, I don't know about that last part, but fuck you too, I guess. It's not only the memes that people post that's funny on this app either. It's also the ads. The ads on this platform is the only ads I'd ever accept on any app anytime. It's the most fucking strange thing to ever quickly pass your eye. For these ads, they don't force you to sit there and watch the ad for a period of time, or they don't really force your attention onto it. They just drop it in your feed randomly, sometimes back to back, and all you have to do is just keep swiping past it. However, there is something very odd about these ads, and I'm sure many users can agree. The ads is more brain rot than it is a legitimate ad. The ads are to be the best described using the back at the barnyard meme when Otis the cow is sneaking up behind the mailman, and every time the mailman turns to the noise, it's just Otis acting like a normal cow. These ads act the same fucking way. You're on a doom scroll streak, and you pass up an ad that makes you second guess everything, or it triggers your dopamine response. By the time you scroll back to figure out what did God curse you with, it's already a different ad. These ads range from silicone transgender bottoms, a sweater with a gay slur on it, AI edits that are illegal in many countries, or even 50 white disposable latex-free finger coverings. Just say you got a small dick, bro. Just say you got a small dick. Now, my favorite ad while making this video was the Find Your Breaky Russian ad. I still don't know what it was advertising, but it made me smile, so that is a huge thumbs up from me, especially if it's coming from an ad. For our conclusion, let's tie up some loose ends here. Why do I use Ifunny? For the same reason as everyone else, the memes. Obviously, I don't stick with one platform. I bounce between platforms, but Ifunny's sole direction is memes and the community that cultivates them. I can revisit the memes I liked, engage with the community, post my own content, and on occasion be happy I'm not like the people who schizo post or have these meltdowns on the platform. I know some of you want me to cover the extremist portion of the iFunny's wiki, but I don't have the time to go over all 6 or 8 of those incidents. All I can say is don't meet up with people off of any site that has an extremist demographic to it. That means iFunny, Reddit, Blue Sky, 4chan, fucking even Twitter. I hope you all enjoyed this amateur review. If not, just remember.